Okay, now we've sorted out the transparencies, we need to sort of get rid of these frames and sort of create new frames based on our new tidied up layers. So to get rid of these frames, I'm just going to shift click on the first one to the last one so you can see that they're all selected. Just going to, just going to drag them in to the trash can, and it'll leave one there, but that's fine. And then go back to your menu, and if you do make frames from layers again, it will create the layers into frames again. Let's just get rid of that background layer, we don't need that, so let's drag that into the trash can. This time if I press play, we should see the animation working totally fine without any of the issues of the transparencies. Now, that looks like a pretty decent walk cycle. It's pretty smooth, but it's not complete by any means, because what's happening there is, even though on the surface it looks okay, what's happening is we go through each sort of frame, as it were. Where we start, we have this light blue leg nearest to us, and through each frame it stands on the floor and it moves slowly further back until it gets to the last frame where it's at the back. Now these will loop, so the next frame that's played after this one is the first one, and in the first one this light blue leg, if we take this as an example of everything that's happening, is no longer at the back but it's completely at the front. So what's happening is, even though it looks like the walk cycle's okay, it's actually sort of jumping from this position to this position when it loops. And what we want really is for once we get to the end, so clicking back on frame 7, and this blue leg, this light blue leg's at the back, and the dark blue leg, which is the far leg, is at the front. What we want is to reverse everything we've just done. Now we can't just copy and paste these and reorder them, because what will happen is it will look a bit like it's dancing, and I'll show you that in a second. But what you need to do to get a fully complete walk cycle is to take what we've done and to copy each individual layer and sort of reverse it so that you get the full cycle, so that there's a smooth transition from this last frame as this leg moves back to the first position there. So if we watch it again, like I said, it looks okay, and if we didn't have those light blue and dark blue colours in there, we probably wouldn't know any different if everything was the same colour. But we do know it's different, and to get a proper walk cycle, you need to sort of delete the frames you've got, go back to your layers and create the extra layers that take us back to the start position so that you get the full walk cycle. I'll show you what happens if we just try and sort of copy and reorder these. So if you remember last week when we did the blinking animation, we just copied and reordered to create a sort of down motion going back up. If we do it this time, so if we, let's say we select all of these, so I've just shift clicked on there, so I've got all of the frames, go to the menu, copy frames, paste frames, paste after selection. Let's have a look what that looks like. That we would need to reorder these last sort of 7 frames, so I just click off them and I bring in frame 14 so it's in here, and going one less each time to sort of reorder them. Now you would think this might work to create the full walk cycle, but because that's taking us back to there, but it doesn't quite work like that. Looks like he's stepping in and out, doesn't he? So you need to spend more time to create more layers to make that sort of smoother walk cycle, to avoid that sort of thing happening. Okay, over to you guys.